Good afternoon. Thanks for the invite. As many of you will know, Screen Australia is the federal government funding body for the Australian screen production industry. Our role is to support, grow and promote the screen industry. One of the ways we do this is to support creativity and innovation in storytelling. We believe storytelling matters because it helps us understand ourselves and each other and forms our understanding of our place in the world. It can connect, motivate, move, entertain, and of course shock us. This incredible power between a storyteller and audience is something we want to foster and support across any platform. It doesn't matter whether stories reach us on laptops, cinema screens, mobile phones, TVs or tablets, they can have the same impact, and Australians tell incredible stories. As Kevin Spacey, star of the Netflix series House of Cards, recently noted in his now much quoted McTaggart lecture at the Guardian Edinburgh International Television Festival, when I'm working in front of a camera, that camera doesn't know if it's a film camera or a TV camera or a streaming camera. It's just a camera. I predict that in the next decade or two, any differentiation between these formats, these platforms will fall away. It's all content. It's all story. This platform agnostic sentiment is increasingly true for viewers. We know that Australian audiences are shifting from traditional platforms such as VOD to online video, not as quickly as in other countries, but they are moving. And as bandwidth increases and broadband speeds up in Australia, so too with the proliferation of platforms. Take-up of alternative content viewing platforms such as mobiles, tablets, smart TVs and online content services continues to grow. Australians love their technology. A greater proliferation of online VOD service in Australia is not far away. Significantly, these platforms are starting to commission content off their own bat, such as the pioneering examples of Spacey's Netflix series House of Cards and recent hits such as Orange is the New Black. Both of these series premiered online and rejected the traditional programming model of slowly doling out episodes. Instead, they opted for simultaneous release strategies that facilitate binge viewing and mean that dedicated fans don't have to sleep, ever. Online stories are clearly the new growth area for screen content. However, in Australia, stories made for online are few and far between. This represents a huge opportunity for the Australian production sector. The ABS survey released quite recently showed that online production activity comprised less than 0.2% of total production costs in Australia. To drill down here, television programs incurred expenditure of more than $2 billion. Feature films incurred expenditure of $540 million, and online productions accounted for only $5.5 million. I guess we can aspire to be in the 1% club. Not exactly a huge aspiration, but obviously a huge opportunity. This low figure is despite an overall increase in total drama production expenditure, up 9% in 2012. Australia is behind the trend. We need to make sure we're meeting the needs of our audiences on all platforms. Once again, in his McTaggart lecture, Spacey argued passionately that we need to empower talent to be a step ahead of their audiences and continue to surprise, break boundaries, and take viewers to new places. This isn't all about cat videos and the most likes. He said, "We get what audiences want. They want quality. We get what the talent wants, artistic freedom. And the only way to protect talent and the quality of our work is for us to be innovative." So if there is one thing that overlaps, and I think there are many to be fair, that overlaps between business and art, it's that in the long run, the risk takers are rewarded. This is why we're partnering with Google on the Skip Ahead project that we're actually announcing here today. We're giving some of our innovative content creators a shot in the arm with some funding to continue to expand their online audiences with new forms of quality content. There is a very real role for Screen Australia to support online stories at this time, a time when there is so little made for online content available, when VOD business models are still evolving, and when the market, let's face it, is yet to pay. Our role is to allay market risk, to support creative risk, and to pave the way for great stories. YouTube, as a non-traditional distribution platform, allows breakthrough, cutting-edge content to access new audiences, and here I go, anywhere, anytime. Skip Ahead will give Australia's leading YouTube channel providers new opportunities to expand the ambition of the content they create. The breadth of talent on these channels is indicative of Australia's creative force. Routinely, these content providers are receiving 1 million plus hits. This is not niche. Whilst Skip Ahead may not produce the next House of Cards, it shows that we recognise the skill and talent of our online content creators and the demand for made-for-web programming. The Skip Ahead project is one of several new initiatives Screen Australia is pursuing in this area. So on one hand, we've got Skip Ahead, targeted for the successful YouTube channel providers who already are doing amazing and talented things, to provide them with a bit of flexibility to embrace that quality content, expand that quality content, and provide it to new audiences. And on the other hand, on Wednesday, we announced an initiative with ABC Television, I should say ABC iView, Fresh Blood, a program for emerging Australian comedic content. The emerging end versus the YouTube successful channel end. With Fresh Blood, there are over 20 commissions of $10,000 on offer, with the chosen sketches to premiere on iView. The basic premise is that traditional comedians need to watch out, because online is where the comedy is at. Building on this theme, the ABC has produced a promo spot parodying the Game of Thrones wedding scene, spoiler alert, where the new wave of comedians take out the old guard. I was going to play that promo for you today, but it has been considered not in keeping with today's, with what we're trying to achieve today, which should at least pique your interest to have a look. If you Google Fresh Blood, Game of Thrones, and be prepared for some blood, guts and gore, I think it's funny. It's another example of how Screen Australia is nurturing the content producers of tomorrow and ensuring that Australian audiences can find culturally relevant content on all platforms. We also have newly minted multi-platform drama and documentary programs launched earlier this year, which are investing approximately $5 million annually in projects that challenge conventional storyline telling. I guess that will help raise us to the nearly 1%. It's important to support the production of content that pushes the envelope of fiction storytelling on traditional and non-traditional platforms. We need to find ways to grow the Australian production pie, encourage content creators, and if I've said it once, I've probably said it at least a dozen times this morning, take risks. Media convergence was a challenge for yesterday, and yes, it will be a challenge for tomorrow. But content is still king, regardless of the platform, and stories rule. So this is how we're going to continue to tell stories in the online world, by investing in talent, encouraging compelling storytelling, and taking risks. And let's face it, Screen Australia is a government authority. Risk-taking is often not comfortable for our agency. As Spacey said, the audiences are already living a converged reality, and we need to get a step ahead of them. Before I conclude, I'd like to play a brief YouTube clip, fittingly, that gives you a taste of some of the multi-platform drama projects that we have funded in 2013 that at times scare us and the government.
I'd like to introduce you to Two Idiots.
Hello, we're pitching a show called
How to Talk Australians.
Is a parody of an Indian call centre training video.
Very good.
Okay, you wanker. He's not really a wanker. That's just what Australians like to do.
I love my mum, but I can never tell her I'm gay. No, we're leading double lives.
It's my mother-in-law.
This
This isn't just cutting edge, this is beyond the cutting edge.
Nothing can compare.
It's a chaotic genre-twisting mix of kung fu and comedy.
It will go viral.
On all these weird and wonderful platforms that are out there.
Just wait for the chicks to start flocking, man.
Narrative thread, that's horseshit.
Great technology combined with this amazing, timeless story.
When talking to each other, they will often slag each other off.
Why don't you get a big black dog up you?
If you throw this, it will come back.
And oh yeah, it's going to blow your socks and pants off.
Get stuffed, you dole-bludging pissant.
Innovative enough for you?
You don't need an endpoint.
No, you don't. Just walk out. Yeah.
Thank you.